Welcome to an all new episode of Damn! That's Good with Big Selena's Barbecue with Randy, Junior, and Ed. Let's get this party started. What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 80 of Damn! That's Good with Big Selena's Barbecue. We are back from Weatherford. A couple of us are sunburnt. One of us was smart enough and brought a big enough hat to keep the sun off of him. Uh, and then, of course, one forgot to bring his hat and left it all together. But without further ado, let's get this party started. But first, we're going to thank our sponsors, of course, Mr. Brisket. Got our meats, delivered us some great products. Be sure to check them out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mr. Brisket. Give their stuff a try. If you need a comp meat, whatever you need, they can get you taken care of. And then, of course, the Good Charcoal Company. If you're not rocking the Good Charcoal Company, you are missing out. Give their charcoal a try. I promise you, you will enjoy it. But without further ado, let's get the party started. What you got, Junior?
I got nothing. Tired of you
Wrap,
making fun of me. I got nothing.
wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, you
End
know
the
what? For
podcast.
Johnny Mac, put in timeout. That was per Johnny Mac's request. He wanted him back in timeout. So what you got, Ed? What is new with you?
I'm just happy to be here. I'm glad I'm not in timeout today.
Put his ass in timeout too.
I put you in timeout too. Better watch yourself.
Shit. You and Johnny Mags.
Better act right.
Forget
Shout out
you.
Johnny Mag.
Johnny Mac gonna make me put you in timeout again.
Put yourself in timeout. You take your cream, your cottage cheese or blue cheese or whatever cheese.
But
Hey, why you hating from outside the club?
I don't like
yeah.
no kind of cheese. Cottage Packers cheese.
But have y'all cooked anything up lately before we dive into our cook off?
No.
Nothing.
He said no. He got nothing.
No, not really. I mean, just the regular pork chops on the stovetop, and I think I did that a few days last week at some point. So, other than that, no, just nothing out of the
Nothing new.
norm.
What about you, Ed? Have you cooked up anything lately since our last episode?
Gee, since last episode, the house has been kind of rocking over here. We had
Oh, you said the
crab
house is
boil,
rocking.
right? We had a crab boil at one point. Chicken cutlets, shrimp Alfredo, Salisbury steak. Um, went a little out there, went chicken burgers. Not something that I would normally go for, but they turned out pretty decent. And then I have a tri-tip that's sitting in the fridge ready to go probably tomorrow or Wednesday.
All right.
Yeah.
The only thing I've cooked up is made some shrimp and steak tacos. Uh, I talked about it at the Weatherford cook off. Um, see, we did. I put bell pepper and onions, and then of course I seasoned the shrimp with get the net from Randy's Rubs. So good stuff right there. Give that stuff a try. And then cook the steak with season them up with some the barbecue rub from Still There Shine. It come out really good and tender. Very delicious. We ate it all. But other than that, that's the only thing I've cooked up since. Yeah, and then of
I'm
course some
convinced.
hot
I'm convinced y'all just don't eat.
we don't eat.
You guys just don't eat, especially
Yeah.
Junior. I know he don't.
Uh-uh.
Nope.
Salad.
Only
Can't
pork
cook up a
pork chops
salad.
and applesauce.
Yeah.
Can't cook up a salad.
Nah.
You can't. I mean, what are you gonna do with taco meat? Make tacos? I mean, same old shit, different day. We're so nonstop right now with the coaching and stuff. It's been a lot of takeout lately, just pizza and shit. Seems like every other couple of days is pizza.
Ain't
I've
nothing
earned like
wrong with that. I might
I've
have a
earned like
pizza
8
tonight.
free pizzas from Domino's already. So
You can dip them in blue cheese.
fuck you and your blue cheese.
We'll have to put you in timeout.
Uh oh.
Go Yankees too. Then we're gonna go.
I'll put you in timeout.
Oh no.
Look at that. Bam. Back
Ah,
in timeout.
he's back.
But let's get started on this. The weather for cook-off. What did you think, Ed? What was your thoughts on overall how we did?
Honestly, overall, I couldn't have been happier. I everything we turned in looked great, tasted great. Overall, I was very impressed with everything that we had. Junior,
What did you
Oh, I'm
think,
out of
Jim?
timeout now. I can talk. No, I think overall everything we did, Ed's right. What we did was great. We actually had a good, other than the few minor issues we had with related to the RV. I thought everything was the best we ever did. In fact, we got to relax. We had stuff put up early. We had things going out on time. Everything seemed to work pretty good. I mean, it's like we had everything down that we needed to have. Down. And like I said, overall, what we turned in, I know we'll dive into it more, but I was super happy with everything. So,
yeah, good flow for the weekend. Randy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was happy with everything we turned in. I think we talked about it after we did the last brisket turn in. That I was happy with everything, no matter what. Uh, everything did run smoothly with cooking and everything like that. Um, yeah. So I mean, other than the wind and the dust going everywhere,
Man, instead of rain this year, we got wind.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'll take wind over rain any day of the week, though.
facts.
yep. I mean, Saturday we had like basically three different weathers. We had hot, cold, windy, a little bit of rain in there too.
If you don't like it, wait 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Literally, that's what I was telling people at church. I said Sunday or Saturday literally hit every thing. It where the temperature dropped, then it went back up, then it went drop, then it started sprinkling and raining again, and it was crazy.
yeah,
Saturday was definitely nuts, weather wise.
yeah. Let's talk about cook choices. That we'll basically just go down the line of everything we turned in order. Uh, we'll let Ed go last on this one because that's was his specialty. He cooked up the peach cheesecake. I don't know what he wants to call it.
We'll just
Um,
call it cheesecake.
Peach
uh,
cheesecake crumble.
There we go.
Basically,
Because
is
it
what it
did.
got turned out to be.
I mean, that's. I mean, it is what it kind of meant. It was supposed to be a peach cheesecake. The crust, I don't think, stayed on there a little bit, but in true fashion of all three of us, we are harder on ourselves than anybody else could possibly be. Um, I looked at it and I remember looking at the picture, going, "This thing is just phenomenal. It is just." Beautiful. Go to Facebook, BigSalinasBarbecue.com, Instagram, TikTok, all of them you will see it, probably even Twitter as well. I don't know, but go look at the pictures of it, especially that Cook's Choice, that dessert, which was amazing, just looked phenomenal right off the bat. um, I'll let Ed talk about his scores on it, but I was overall happy with the taste, everything it went through. He was super hard on it, but I loved it. So Randy, what'd you think of it?
Really good. Um, Definitely. I mean, we spent all day Saturday basically deciding how figuring out how to change it, how to make it a little bit better. But I mean, like I told Ed, depending on how they judge, if they got just a spoon, like a spoonful, um, he was golden because it was delicious. You got the whiskey flavor in there, you got the cream cheese flavor, the peach, the caramel, everything he put in there. You were able to taste a little bit of it. So it wasn't to me. It wasn't too sweet. I thought it was really really good. Um, but he did change it 3 or 4 times throughout the day. Um,
I was gonna say
or
at
he
least
would say
10.
about 20
At least
times.
10 times.
At
We
least
could do
10.
this. We could
Yeah,
do this. We could do this. We could do this. We could do this.
yeah.
So
I mean, I loved it. What you think about it, Ed? While I'm trying to pull up the pictures of it.
Yeah, no, you're good. For me, consistency wasn't exactly the way that I wanted it. Uh, it's it's a work in progress. I think I know exactly what needs to be tweaked. The crust was the downfall, unfortunately. In in my opinion, ultimately, I know what needs to change and I know how to fix it. It's just going to be a matter of getting it set up in the right way at the right time. I needed probably another hour for it to set up, but given the circumstances, you see the picture. Um, it came out exactly the way that we would have wanted it to. Presentation was there. The uh, Everybody said the same thing. The flavor was exactly what they wanted. You got to taste a little bit of everything in it. So, although I wasn't happy at turn in, come awards, I was plenty happy.
I mean, just look at that. That thing is just gorgeous, and it looks delicious. This is one of those things. I think we talked about it on the way home. That if you're at a restaurant and there's like, hey, there's a chef's choice for dessert. This is what it is. Obviously, they would describe it a little bit, but you look at it and it was just amazing. Chelsea knew what it was. I showed the picture to some at church and said, "What do y'all think it is?" And that was usually people's first go to was the peach and the cheese. I mean, obviously it's peach, but they knew it was a cheesecake of some sort, and they loved it. So they were like, "This looks delicious. Do you have any?" And I was like, "No." I said it's gone. My brother did not let that out of his sight. Once the thing was over, he kept lock and key. He was on it. He was like an old pit bull when it came to it. So he just weren't gonna have it. But I was happy with it. With what you turned in. So but what about the scores? Well, let's not go to the scores on. I don't know if you can bring it up, but if you're like I said, if you're watching it, go check it out where we watch it. What about the scores? Did you like and not like, Ed?
From my perspective, I think most of the judges all agreed. There was of the 6 judges, 4 of them gave perfect tens all the way across. I don't. I think anybody in any comp, whether it was your cook's choice, a dessert, any category that you're competing in, when you're getting those perfect tens, you know you're doing something right. So that kind of locked in for me that we're not going to change too much of anything else. Kind of stick with this general idea and run with it. There was, I think there's always going to be one judge who veers off the path, and that's what kind of brought it down a little bit. But overall, though, I'm not complaining about it. You guys have been doing a lot longer than I have. Scoring like that. I don't know how that looks for cook's choice or for dessert categories as much. What are your guys' kind of thoughts there?
I mean, scoring wise, you're very consistent on everything. I'm pull it up so if you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of see it. Of who won LC Barbecue, Rio Valley Meats, East Texas Smokers. Those three, of course, with the chicken fried barbecue, are the ones I know that usually whenever they do any kind of dessert category, cook's choice, they're usually up there. Those four, sorry. So for us to have something turned in and basically finish tied with East Texas Milkers, um, you know, definitely is something to look forward to because now we know, hey, you just gotta if you just nail the how solid it is, you're
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
So I mean, definitely there is a little room to improvement. You know what you need
always.
to improve in. So it was good for us for you to be able to see exactly where you rank with everybody else. Those are my 2 cents. What did you think, Junior?
I think it. I mean, score wise, from what us turning in something non um, traditional, your beans. I mean, it's been one of the highest scores we have, but literally that's what we were talking about. For him to go at that score, if judge number two, I think is what it is, judges, he gives them perfect tens. Judge one, obviously, one of the judges is going away. He has a perfect score. And so there's not too much to change. I wouldn't change anything. I mean, it could have been one of those that he wasn't happy with it, but it was just a happy little mess up and turned out to be pretty good. I mean, we even got an order. People were coming up wanting to order it once they found out it was us. So that did it. So that itself is something like, okay, hey, you know what? Maybe he stumbled upon something. Now he can
Yep.
get the consistency that he wants, and I mean, obviously, that's what he's going for. But I mean, flavor wise and all that, I think it is just 100% on point, and I think the judges agreed. But yeah, it's always going to be. You're right. One judge is always going to be that judge that knocks you up or down, and but I mean, you look at from the ones that finished above, they were all right there. So, um, hey, we'll take it, especially with those type of cooks that were there at that cook-off. That's definitely a great pat on the back to finish fourth
I mean, to be within a point and
or
a
tied
half
for
of,
third.
yeah, to be a point and a half away from first place, I'll take that any day of the week for any of our categories. Um, so it's a nice, it's good to walk away with that and go, okay, we've got the flavor figured out. We got that down. Now it's just, let's clean up a couple of the rough edges and go from there.
I
Yep.
agree.
There's
Said it
only
well.
room for improvement. Now you have the recipe written down, something we talked about. So you're golden there, Pony Boy.
It's
Uh,
all it's all written down.
Whatever you say, cotton candy, Randy.
That's right.
but let's dive into the next one. We had was chicken. What did y'all think about chicken?
Trash. Chicken for me. Honestly was probably one of the better, I think one of the better ones that you've had that you've cooked. I really enjoyed it. I really thought it was great flavor, great texture. I mean, you see the picture if you're again watching on YouTube. If not, go check it out later on YouTube. Just it just looks phenomenal. It tasted awesome. And I was super happy with it. I didn't want to say, hey, this is the best one because we're a little superstitious and saying when you say it's the best one that it's not that great. But I thought it was one of the better ones that you cook, juicy all the way through from the pieces I had. Uh, and so I was super happy with that. And like I think we said it, don't change a thing on it.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think
and
even
don't
I think
say we are superstitious. You are superstitious with it. Me and Ed are like, we'll be completely honest. If it's good, like, yeah, this is the best. Yeah, this is.
Your daddy used to be that way too. When we'd say it's the best, we'd go, oh, well, there you go. And when he would say, oh, this is the best brisket or chicken or ribs or whatever you had, you'd go, oh, there goes that place. We're not going to place nothing now. So don't just say you weren't in it as well.
That was you.
See
There
if I
you
can
go,
get
making
time
that
out
stuff
again.
again. You
Not
don't
even
go put yourself in timeout.
bullshit, motherfucker. Okay, it was trash. That's what your chicken was. What did you
What did
think
you
about
think
it?
about the chicken, Ed?
I thought it was Junior hit it. It was juicy. It was seasoned well. It wasn't overly done. Not too much smoke. It was legitimately one of the better ones that I've had that you've cooked. With that being said, I think it might have broken a little bit of a streak for us there.
Do tell.
I didn't put no paper towel in the box, so no DQ on chicken.
Yeah,
You
he's
got that right.
yeah. We
Yeah, I
didn't
was trying
let
to
you near
get
the
I was trying to
box.
get the pull up. But yeah, it was definitely one of the better ones. As you can see on YouTube, we did finish 13th. As I told them when I went, because I stayed to get uh, the scoring sheets to see where we were. When I saw 13th and chicken, I almost cried because that's the one category I struggled with. That's been, my Achilles heel. I'm trying to get perfected. So to see 13th among those, cooks was several world champions, Sure Shot, um, Fred Robles, Rio Valley Meats, First Class, and a lot of other great chicken cooks, like Bill Purvis and all them. So to beat
Right.
some of them and to get 13th out of 73, 72 will because one of them got DQ because he was 20 seconds late. Uh, but that was to me that was definitely one of the best chickens I've cooked for sure. So I was happy with it. I did
Did
change
you
the
say he
recipe
was
a little
late?
bit here. So, but definitely I wrote everything down compared to what I did at the Royal when I changed the brisket recipe a little bit. Um, but yeah, so definitely when I got back home, I wrote down what I did. So I was happy with the chicken. Chicken definitely was really really good.
Agreed.
Yep.
We dive into the ribs. To go first.
Ribs, I thought were good. I thought a little peppery, but it was maybe the one I tried on it. But overall, great flavor, great taste on it. I know you added a little something at the end that kind of counteracted that peppery, but it was like a different taste than I've had with the ribs that you've cooked. And like I said, I really enjoyed it. I ate about three or four of them. Definitely was good for me, and finishing where we finished definitely was just, I think, icing on the cake. Would have liked it better, but we'll take that as well.
Yeah, I agree with the pepperiness, but at the same time, it didn't take away from the meat. It was the meat was still juicy. It had a good bite. There wasn't anything that stood out as that doesn't line up just right. So overall, I I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good turn in for us. Good box. Plus, it looked good. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I did maybe go a little bit too heavy on the black pepper, but I think it tasted really good like that. Um, you got a real nice sweet and savory blend. Everything really kind of mixed well together, and then when we did the little finishing touch before we boxed it, me and Ed tried our little tester, and we both looked at each other and said, "Yeah, that's it. That's perfect." So definitely, nailed the tenderness, nailed everything. Maybe go a little lighter on the black pepper. But now we know, what we need to do. Um, so definitely, that's one of the one categories I was not kind of worried about. Um,
But if you change something there, but right before turn in, I don't know if I would go any less with it. Like I said, what I had was not what you added at the end to change it. So
yeah,
it may have just countered what you changed in, may have just kind of balanced well together with it. So I don't know if I would change anything on it, to be honest with you. I'd just be like, okay, I did about this, and this, and I would go with it because they were really good.
oh yeah, for sure. They were really good. There was not very much left. I can tell you that
Mm-mm.
much. Um, someone they eat a lot.
And you got a couple perfect scores in there. So I mean, you got some 40s in there. So two of the
Yeah,
judges really loved it. If I'm seeing correctly, uh, yeah. And so I don't think I would go. Like I said, that's what you counter off. Like we were telling with Ed, is like
yeah,
you had one judge that yet a couple that did bring you down a little bit, but then you had four perfect scores. So ride with those, and that means the majority of it liked it. In this case, two of them really liked it. So You're always going to have that one that's a little off, but I overall, like you said, I wouldn't change anything off of it. I mean, your
Mm-mm.
scores were really good compared to where in this category where they've been lately. So definitely would keep it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then moving on to pork. Pork was really kind of our one of the ones I hadn't cooked in quite a while. But for sure, I thought it turned out really, really good. End up using this one money muscle, um, and that was the one that Ed happened to cause. Like that's the one that's going to be the one to turn in. Um, it definitely was tender. Flavor was really good. I'm not sure if it was missing something. Presentation wise, was really good. But we know we just got to tweak it a little bit here and there on the presentation. Tenderness, I wouldn't mess with. Maybe just kind of uh, getting a little bit better wise on the taste wise. But I mean, our scores were very consistent on there. What y'all think about it before I show the scores?
Okay, for me, I don't know what they're talking about. The this was melt in your mouth, perfect pork. I don't know from a seasoning standpoint. It wasn't too salty. It wasn't too much of any one thing. Uh, this you took a bite and it was butter. You didn't have to do anything. So to me, this was one of the best things that you've cooked that I've ever tasted. It Whoever had first in pork, I want to know what they had and what it tasted like in comparison because they're I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. It had a bite into it, a little sweet, and then you get a little heat right there at the end, and then it would be gone. And then you could have the bite there. I mean, it was just to me was phenomenal. I don't know what they were looking for. I just don't know if maybe we got on a super bad table with it, or we just had all the judges. But I think first on this one was a perfect score, if I'm not mistaken. So they obviously brought something to the table. This is, we don't know what they turned in or how they turned it in, but they could have turned in pork chops for all we know, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
who knows? But I really enjoyed it, even the pool side of it, and then of course your money muscle side of it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't know. This is one of those I don't know what they were looking for. So that's all I got about that.
What about you, Randy? What was your thoughts?
Is he frozen? Bueller.
No, so I did come across everything like where we were on the judging, like scores wise or table wise, I should say. Um, with chicken, we were basically where is it? So we lost. We finished second on the table to always Ford barbecue and chicken. Um, Ribs. Our table was Bullhorn barbecue, East Texas smokers, chicken fried barbecue. Of course, there was us. Um, Dang it, I don't know what just my phone did. I'll tell you later barbecue, bottoms up, smokers, canned, eat redneck cookers, and then damn Yankee.
I mean, a
Um,
loaded table right there.
Big time loaded
yeah.
table.
Pork, of course, Bullhorn barbecue, barefoot cookers, Mac Daddy Q, East Texas smokers, Matty Max barbecue, us, Firebox barbecue, Boogie Booha Queen, and then Tailgaters barbecue. So I mean, we were pretty much on tables that we went up against quite a bit of heavy hitters. Um, so to kind of finish where we were on each of those meets, definitely was happy with it. Definitely, pork I'm not going to mess with. Just kind of perfect it a little bit and see what happens. Um, but then moving on to brisket. Um, Brisket, I don't know what they were looking for. The only thing I could think of is maybe just take one piece of brisket out. But I think we've talked about maybe I did go a little bit too heavy on the sauce a little bit. As you can tell in the first picture, it was probably a little bit too much sauce, I guess. So they may not have liked that. Um, but I mean, when you're going up on the table with limp brisket, cheese barbecue, East Texas smokers off the wagon, and on the sauce, tailgaters getting lucky, bare knuckle barbecue, Matty Max barbecue, and then Texas Smoke Show. Uh, kind of just gotta see what happens. But I was happy with the brisket. Definitely not happy with the place, but happy with what we turned in.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed the brisket a lot. Like I said, maybe the only thing I could think of was we were talking about it there, maybe a little salt or something, and you're like you're saying a little less on that. But I don't know what it was. It was super tender, super uh, bite through was nice. I don't know what they were looking for. I don't. I mean, you could maybe. I mean, this is the first. I mean, I saw the pictures, but I didn't really look at them till now. I didn't get. I don't see what they which I'll turn in. I just run the boxes down there. So, and in this competition, they don't open it. They just okay, here you go, and scan it and move on. So, I guess you could maybe take out another one just so you could see them all and make it look a little bit more presentable. I mean, other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we, as we discussed, I think one less slice in there, and we'd be all right. Um, I don't necessarily agree with the too much sauce, uh, but then again, it's it all depends on the table that you're on. The judge, do they want the sauce? Do they want more? Do they want less? So to me, I think consistency is a matter of how we should continue with everything else we've said. It's a matter of maybe one slice less.
Yeah, but that's an easy fix when it comes back to
Right.
when we do another CBA. But overall, I mean, we finished what would we say 35th overall,
Yep.
if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. Uh,
Out of 73
and when I
teams.
looked at the scores overall of all of the CBA ones I've done, um, that was definitely the best one we've done by far. Was 746. So I mean, we weren't far off on finishing top 10. Um, we just needed a little bit better judging, I thought, but that's something we can easily change. I'm not going to harp on the judging, I mean, because it is what it is. We just got to tweak it a little bit, perfect it a little bit more. I don't think we're golden. I mean, we're always competing with everybody else. So there's no, there's not, we're confident in what we turned in.
Most definitely. And just
Um,
looking back at those tables that we were on, to get the scores that we did on the tables that we were at goes to show exactly that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
yep.
It got choked up. Choked me up. Yeah, no, agree. To go up against who we went up against, um, and basically beat them in certain categories, and some that we've really have kind of just to have beat us and really walked a lot, and we haven't walked a lot, and to have a better showing, especially in that kind of environment when they're coming out. To this one, I thought was really good and definitely something that we can build off of for future competitions.
Yes, for sure. Our next competition is going to be the end of the month, March 28th and 29th. We're going to um, Livingston, Texas, um, to do the Two Creeks Barbecue Cook-Off. Um, I guess that's the name. I have to get over there. I'm not. why not walk over there, look at it. But yeah, we'll be in Livingston, Texas, in the Houston, Huntsville area, I should say. So if you're going to that cook-off, definitely let us know. Um, and as we always say, as I always say, if you have any uh, questions or if you need some tips on doing a cook-off, definitely just hit me up. Let me know. I'm an open book. I'll let you know um, the information that I can. If I don't know, I'll ask and then I'll get you that answer. I'll give you the recipe that kind of help you. I mean, because like I told someone at the cook off, I can give you the recipe. You still got to go at the end of the day, go and cook
Yep.
it, and you got to be able to adjust. And there's times where, I mess up and I have to make an adjustment on the fly. So you just kind of got to do it, and it's all about confidence. You got to have confidence in your cooking, just like you do in the backyard, catering, whatever it is. Just have confidence. Yeah. What else you want to talk about?
Nothing.
Let's talk about them pancakes.
What a le-
I know I picked up some amazing, delicious
They was
pancakes and
fluffy.
bacon on Saturday.
The bacon I picked out was awesome.
Hey,
The one for the bacon I picked out would have been nice, thick cut bacon. Ed did cook us bacon, and I guess he could have, breakfast, and he did, on the griddle. And we were just talking about it not getting used, and then we used it in our pre conversations out there. And the pancakes were nice and fluffy, a good breakfast thing on there. Then he had those hash browns later on that we just kind of munched on throughout the day. Overall, I thought breakfast was good. The churn-ins were good. I mean, like I said, overall, just a great competition that we had out there.
definitely. The question though for all the listeners, you got to come and comment, do whatever, message us, tweet, whatever. How do you take your bacon? Because between the three of us, we got Goldilocks and the Three Bears here. Because we got one who likes it basically raw. We like one who wants it burnt to a crisp, and me, I'm kind of in the middle. Uh, but I want to know. I want to know genuinely. How do you cook bacon for your family? Are you on the crispy side? Are you on the floppy side? Let's get a debate going here.
It's a good debate. Crispy. There's only one way to have it.
I
If it
mean,
comes a little bit in the meat in the middle, fine, great, grand. Brandy's thing, I don't get it.
Randy's sending it back
He's,
saying it's cooked too much.
he's got to be adopted, like for real. Has to be adopted with the shit.
I'm not trying to have beef jerky
The
as bacon.
last one
I
you had,
want
the last piece of bacon was on that thing on the hot side of it, was nice and crispy. It ain't got to be black, it ain't got to be burnt, but just I want a crunch on the bacon. That's just sorry.
Junior wants everybody to hear him that he's eating bacon. That's what
Yes, I do.
he wants. Those crispy bacon bits.
Well, that's how I want my hash
We can
browns, but
hear.
not my bacon necessarily.
No bacon, crispy, done. Only way to have it. Period. Case closed. End of story.
Hey, I get it.
We'll agree with you if you agree that blue cheese is better than ranch.
Negative.
Okay,
You will
then.
never. You don't even like blue cheese, but you kept going on it. You don't even like blue cheese.
But there's a difference between me and you. I will try it.
Ooh, got
Who's
him.
to say I haven't tried it and didn't like it?
Okay, Chelsea. I tried it when I was 2.
I might have tried it by accident
And I
or
didn't
at
like
Buffalo Wild Wings when they gave me blue cheese instead of ranch.
Were we there? If you weren't there, then it didn't happen.
I ain't trying it. No, I ain't doing it. No, I don't go to Buffalo Wild Wings no more soon because I don't want to wait 10 minutes for my food or it comes out before my appetizer. Isn't that right, Ed?
Yeah. How are you going to order and then have your food have your main come out before your appetizer? I'm not really sure how that works. Don't get me wrong. Props to everybody who work in a restaurant, but a little bit of time management there would make sense. At least bring the appetizer at the same time as the main.
Yeah, I don't get that. And we've been to
Okay.
places where the food comes out with the appetizer, or even after. It's like, wait a minute, this is the whole point of the appetizer is before the meal. So
What else y'all want to talk about before we wrap it up?
So we got comp at the end of the month. Junior, you're out on this one
potentially,
potentially. I officially got off, so I'll be rolling. I'm ready. I'm excited. I want to see if we can repeat or do better than we did at Weatherford this past weekend. I
if
know we
I
can. I know we can.
if I go to the competition, it may be one of those I drive up and then have to drive back that day because we got a wedding to go to on Sunday. I thought the wedding was this Sunday. No, it's the 30th. So,
Oh,
uh, so there
turning
may
burn.
be something like that, a little turnaround from there, but we'll see. We will see.
What else you got, Randy?
That don't sound like that. Uh, that's it. I mean, other than fixing a couple of issues I've had. So I fixed the faucet.
Solid.
The first thing I had to do is I had to fix a leak out of the toilet in the house because the toilet decided it wanted to leak out of one of the gaskets. So I had to replace that. Um,
Exciting.
and then went and fixed the sink, cleaned out the little screens out of there, got it to stop dripping. I did make a little mess with water because apparently I don't know when something is tight or when it's not. So decided that I would just say, I'm gonna run it, and water went everywhere.
This guy.
But I fixed it. I fixed it before before the cookout, so they don't have to hear me complaining about it. Say, hey, what are you doing?
I
And
didn't
broke it.
level the trailer right.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
exactly.
It
If you
was
let
a comedy. Y'all didn't do
you
this.
let
Y'all
it
didn't. He was
issue.
all mad and stuff, and it was nothing we could have done. See, we did do
Nothing.
it
It
right.
didn't even have nothing to do with that, Randy.
Next time when you get there, this competition, just walk away, go to the bathroom somewhere, and say, "Let me know when it's all leveled and set, and I'll help you unload everything."
It don't take that long to get everything
It
done.
really did. And I mean, we got
It
it all
just
set up, and the fact that we're able to go get the supplies and stuff. Ate at a pretty decent restaurant. If you're in Weatherford, what is it, the Boiling Cajun right there? They had some
Yeah,
good food,
most definitely.
great food there.
Recommend.
So would highly recommend that. So overall, but yeah, we really, like I said, overall, I think this thing we really had it going. Unload, got it ready, relaxed. We're ready for that night, ready for the next day, and then loaded it all back up. So we're literally when we walked back, throw the chairs in there, hop in the car, hop in the truck, and let's go home. While other people were still kind of cleaning up, we were done. We were ready to go. So
Yeah, it was a good flow. I'm if we can stick with that kind of level of consistency and that kind of dynamic when we were all firing, we knew exactly where the other one was. Clean up, everybody was good. And shout out to Randy for helping me stay calm whenever I about freaked out with my cook's choice because I was ready to
yeah,
throw. I was ready to throw it.
he was crying like a little.
I did.
he was ready to chunk it out the
I was
door.
all. Never mind. I'll give you $25.
I would like to raise my because he was so worried about it, and I could hear all this thing that right when turn ons came in, I mysteriously had to go to the bathroom and didn't walk it down there.
We know that's a lie.
You should have saw his face. So let me go ahead and play this little play by play. So we took the first cheesecake out, and the crust is crumbled and was not working. So I had just put on a pair of gloves and just made it into a ball, put it in the pan, and put it in the freezer. We grabbed the other one. We were able to get it out on the cutting board. Then I went to go pick it back up so we could adjust everything, and then it started crumbling a little bit. So he's like, "Set it down and cut it." He got it in the box, got everything. As he's closing the lid, I went to open the door to tell Junior, "Hey, we're ready. Get ready." I tell him, "Hey, Junior's not here. I think he went to the bathroom." What? He did what? He's like, I guess I'll take it then. And it was probably what, like 7:46,
Yeah, we had
take.
plenty of time.
Yeah, and Ed took the box, went down, and handed it to him, and he took off. Within 30 seconds, he was already about a quarter of a mile to half a mile down the road. I'm like, what are you doing? Walk slower.
And when I came back from the bathroom, I didn't go to the bathroom, but when I came back, I still would have had time to grab it and walk it down there. So to
it
say
would have
that
been
least.
cutting it close, but yeah,
It would have been cutting it close, yes. And I think you said earlier.
You would
I
not
think
have
you
made
said
it.
earlier. There's people that were running. I saw people running up there, and you said one didn't make it in time. That's the thing. You have to judge your time. I mean, walk it like we do at the Royal. We always walk it, see what it's going to be judged, and you know you're going to walk with a little pep in your step when you're carrying something on that. But yeah,
walk. I was damn near running.
based on what
Apparently,
Ed said, Ed was like running down there. So I don't. He was waiting. He wanted to be the first one turned in to have his cook's choice turned in, and that's what he got, the first one.
it was done.
Yeah, I mean, but and then to watch him go through all the range of emotions all the next day of, I need to change this. We need to change. I'm telling you, we spent the whole day thinking of a new recipe of what he could do
Whole new
for the
recipe.
next.
Whole new recipe.
Uh, Only to find out as I'm sitting there eating some of the cheesecake, someone walking over and asking, "What is that?" I said, "Cheesecake." Is that what you could turn in for cook's choices? Yeah, it was a peach cheesecake. And then all his range of emotions went from mad and angry, upset to happy and excited all
Relieved.
within 30
Yeah.
seconds.
How can I make that mud?
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about it still. Well, if I do this, I'll gladly go drive all the way to Weatherford to take some stuff and this and that.
yeah.
But it is what it is, and that's what I said. We're harder on ourselves than any of the judges would ever going to be because we want to put our best product out there, and he didn't think it was the best. Four judges disagree with him, but and those other people disagreed with him, but ultimately he was now I think a little happier with what he turned in. He just would like that crust to be a little bit better.
Like I said, there's a couple of things to easily tweak that'll put us in contention with any dessert that would be up there. So the flavors are there though. There ain't nothing to change with the flavor. We got that portion of the recipe locked in. Now it's just a little bit more on the rest time on a few others.
Yep.
Agreed.
What else? Is that it? You want to wrap it
That's
up?
all I got. That's all I have. Definitely have nothing else to add.
Nothing else. We'll let Ed in the show again because he's the one that got the walk, got fourth place and quick choice. We'll let him say.
He didn't want to walk up there and do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on. If I got to go up there, you got to go up there.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we'll let you in the show, Ed. So as always, give our products a try. Go to BigSlimsBarbecue.com. Let us know if you need any catering needs. Order our products online, in store. Yeah. Of course, as we always say, give it a try once, if not twice. Let us know what you think. We promise you, once you try it, you're going to get hooked on that big taste, big flavor, big Salinas.
That's it right there. Definitely try it out. And if you're in the Livingston area, the next cook off, hey, come out, tell Randy ahead of time, hey, I need some sauce, I need some rubs, I need this and that, and put your order in and go pick it up from him. Save on that shipping cost. He doesn't mind that. It saves him money, saves you money, saves him time. So definitely do that. Don't forget about the question Ed posed out there. How do you like your bacon? Put it all out there. You'll probably see me out there I'm gonna ask it on TikTok. We're gonna throw it out there. How do you like your bacon? And stuff like that. And we'll see from there. But like I said, anytime you're out there doing it, whether you're at a cook-off, you're in the backyard, or you're at Ed's house, fondly, to enjoy some of his cooking. Do it with love, do it with passion, and we'll see you down the road.
All right. Well, first off, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I know that Randy and Junior do as well. Tag us in your next cook. What are you doing? We want to see it. Post it on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Tag us. And then, as always, grill on, friends. We'll catch you next time in the smoke.